This is Mike Hamilton for Trade Easy Way, and I have just gone through my charts with the daily, weekly and monthly charts up and just had a look around at what the market's doing and looked ahead at what the data is coming up, and I think we are still in bullish territory, but we are on getting to that time of the year when we are seeing a lot of profit taking in the stock market, and the dollar has been very weak up to now. The euro's had a great day with the UK away today on May bank holiday weekend, but the euro broke through a bit of a barrier today. So let's just look at we'll start with the indices, and we'll start with the Nasdaq because I think the Nasdaq does tend to sort of lead the market and call the trends here. Let's start looking at the monthly on the Nasdaq, and you can see that we have not tested the 2000 highs yet. We've come down and early part of the year tested this fib level and held and ran into a lot of resistance and saw some selling last month. This is the monthly chart, by the way. But we are holding this February pin bar hammer, so I think we will non-farm payroll on Friday, so I think we will climb higher. The question is, if we climb higher, can we hold it? Can we sustain it? And given the time of the year and the sort of chart patterns we've got here, I think we'll start to see some selling and profit taking into any bullish move this week. Okay, if we look at the weekly, we had a bit of a reversal bar up here a couple of weeks back. Lower close, very significant lower close following the Nikkei severe drop back in the second half of last week. And here we are coming back down, tested on the daily chart here on the left, tested the 50%, and we're bouncing higher with an hour and a quarter left on the US market. So it's 7:45 UK time, 2:45 New York time, and so we are starting okay for the week, but just I think we'll come back up into 44.50 area, at which point I think we could roll over unless markets really like non-farm payroll. I wouldn't be at all, if we start breaking through this level here, this barrier 44.50, then I would expect 45.30 to get tested. But a lot of congestion above now, and I think we will just bang our heads into that congestion and potentially roll over, particularly as we get into, as we start to edge into May, and sell in May and go away is the old adage. I don't see why that shouldn't happen again. I just think, you know, that 44.85, looking at the weekly chart, 44.85 is a massive resistance area, which I need to highlight. 44.85. Let's put the 90 up there. That's a huge resistance area. At which point this could roll over. Okay, so what does that mean for the currency charts? Here's the weak dollar, and the euro really cranking up. Believe it or not, I did probably made some money on the euro last week. You can still counter-trend trade and make money if you are literally just scalping and just going for 30, 40, 50, 60 points and not trying to get a run. And that's what I ended up doing last week, because I was bearish the euro, looking for this resistance area to fail, and we are closing up. Here's the monthly chart. So we have now got since December, we've only had 1 month that was the lower close, and January was only slightly lower. So the next level is 117, which would take us close, or take us into that top of the channel and take us into the fib the fib highs. So look at one of the most interesting charts here, I think, is the euro yen. If we look at here on the monthly, We've been knocking our head last month on 128, but if you look at this fib level, we've got a huge amount of support here at 123, which were the lows of the last 3 months. So we can start to pick up here, which we have done today. Then I think we could at least come and retest 145 and potentially really sort of get a bit of a head of steam up. Of course, the minute we drop through this support 150 and lose and don't regain that footing, then 116 is a distinct possibility. So I think we'll see some recovery, particularly into this 125, at which point this could roll over unless we close above 125. Alright, so pound US, nice push into the daily 200. We are 2 months with higher closes, and we are above the sticking point at 146. So closing up here at 146.70 is key. We're pretty low on UK data this week. Tuesday tomorrow we've got manufacturing, expecting a slightly higher number. Watch out for this New Zealand data. We're looking for some weak jobs data on New Zealand. And then we're looking for an increase in, so we're looking at levelling off in, or slightly weaker in UK construction. And Wednesday we start to get some early indication of US job numbers. Aussie rates on Thursday, so we've looked at some Aussie charts. We're levelling off, or slightly weaker again on the services, UK services, and then non-farm payroll on Friday. So we're looking for a weaker number in non-farm payroll, so that could trigger, could make the markets very uneasy if that is the case. Okay, and let's look at the Aussie US. So the Aussie weekly is really struggling with 78. So if we see a dip into 74 to reconnect with this 20 EMA, I think that is viable. If we're trundling sideways at the moment on the back of this big move up here in February. So I think, bullish consolidation could be triggered. Well, the next move in this consolidation could be triggered by a move to 74.50 to pick up that weekly 50 EMA and then run it into 80, 82. So I'm looking for Aussie US strength as seen on the start of the week. Because the lows here on this massive support 75.50 have held. Let's just see where we are tomorrow. Right, pound yen. So let's start with the monthly. So we've had a big push from 2012 when Bank of Japan started easing. Huge run close to 200. Now we're back down here at 156. We've almost tested the bottom of this fib support zone. Not quite. So if we can come back and test the high up there, that 50 EMA will be 166. So I'm looking for the retest of this lower fib level to hold and for us to potentially move back to 166. So I bought this 50% fibs as a day trade, not as a swing trade, So the 156 is key. We're holding 156 into Tuesday, which is the 50% on the weekly. So I'm bullish on this one. We have got the referendum coming up on the 23rd of June, so expect a lot of volatility. But the confirmation will only come if we can close above 157. Now let's look at New Zealand pair, because we had a big push up a couple of weeks back in pound New Zealand. We sold off, so we ran from 203 to 21,214, so 1100 points. We tested, come back and almost tested this 207.50. I think the low here is 207.80. So if we can, we've broken up through this resistance on this one, a big move into this sort of area. Now coming back to test the trend line that we've broken up through. Trend line, I'll pull that right back so you can see the trend line. There's the trend line. So this is potentially a retest now, having broken through it, had a big run. We've taken a breather, come back to the bottom of this trend line. If we can hold this 208.50, which we are at the moment, then I think we could spring, potentially as the week unfolds, as we get through to the referendum, spring to 218, 217, 218. Because, let's look at the monthly again, look at the fibs. I think you can just see this high on October 2008. So we're holding the bottom of the zone from 2008 range and the 2013 low. So I think we could build here. So I will be looking to buy any dips in this one, and a good price to get in I think would be something like 208.50 if you see that. Okay, so look at oil. I think oil is good. I do think it needs a bit of a breather. I've had 3 months higher closes with it. So 43 is my suggested breathing space pullback. Let's put 44 up there. So it's not far off where we are at the moment. Non-farm payroll could have a big influence on it. You can see it's coming at the top of the fib zone. Gold. Massive week here. So when you pull back to 1270, could be a good place to get in. If we start to witness a lot of dollar strength, and expect this one to really pull off back sharply. Yeah, so we're right at the top of this fib zone at the moment, so be very careful here. And the stochastics are extended. But it was a good week. So if we crash, if we can't get through this 1300, at the very least we could pull all the way back to 1200. If the indices start to come off, then just expect this to be a bullish consolidation. Okay, so I'm giving you a confusing message here because I haven't prepared this. This is the one chart I haven't prepared. I looked at all the forex and indices. I didn't prepare for the gold. So let's just narrow this down. Let's look at the weekly here. Big push in the weekly. So 1250, 1260 is the major 200 MA on that one. We're right up against a heck of a lot of resistance. So any pullback to 1250, 1260, if it holds, then that could really start to push up. So if you're interested in gold, I would wait after that big push last week. I would wait to see if we see 1250. If it holds, then I'd buy. All right, that's my analysis. That's my line on this. It's had a very, very strong week and needs a pullback. And 12, anything between 12.50 and 12.70 could be that pullback. Okay. But yeah, very interesting chart on this one after a decent month last month, and the fact that on this monthly chart for the pound New Zealand we held this level here, this 205.50. Now, one of the reasons why I like this is because New Zealand have 2.25 base rates, and there's been a lot of pressure on commodity prices. A lot of data that's been, or some of the data that's been coming out from New Zealand has been weak. I'm expecting it to get weaker, and so this one could potentially really start to fly back to 217. I think is the next target because of this weekly chart here. You can see 217 would be an official closing of the gap from the gap down in middle of February. So let me put that on my chart. So I think we could see a return to that kind of area if this pullback holds. So that's one of the most attractive charts out there, apart from the fact the euro is doing really well. So just keep buying pullbacks in the euro. Pullback for the euro tomorrow. I think London's going to want to get in on this. So I think 114.70 is a good pullback area. Okay. Room is up and running tomorrow, so I hope that helps. I will look at stocks during tomorrow and then talk to you about stocks on Tuesday's video. I hope you had a great weekend. I hope you enjoy what's left of it and look forward to seeing you in the room. Alright, thanks guys, bye for now.